After soaking up the island vibes in Langkawi, our journey continues. Let's take you to the vibrant heart of Malaysia, Kuala Lumpur. Join us on our day first in Kuala Lumpur.
We just arrived on a Batik Air flight from Langkawi to Kuala Lumpur. This is Kuala Lumpur International Airport's Terminal 1. So overall, a pretty good experience landing into KLIA. Now let's go figure out our luggage and then figure out a way to reach the city from here. Once we collected our luggage, we started looking for options to travel to the city. We were trying to get to the bus. Uh, Finding the bus station or where the bus goes is bit convoluted here at KLIA. We've reached the bus ticketing counter. We are taking a bus to KL Central. Next bus to KL Central.
Hello, what is the next bus to Songkran?
5:40.
Yes.
Okay. 5:20 not available?
Full already.
Full? Okay, 5:40.
Okay. Just you?
Yes, just me.
In half an hour, right?
Our hotel is very close to KL Central, so we've decided to take a bus rather than the KLIA Express. KLIA Express is a pretty good option. It takes about 40 minutes and takes you directly from airport to KL Central, but it takes about 55 ringgits, which is approximately 1000 rupees in Indian currency. The bus takes around 13 or 12. The next bus was 5:20, but it was already full, so we've got tickets on 5:41. It is a service operated by Aerobus. Getting the tickets is pretty easy, but the walk to the bus station is quite some. Finally, we boarded our bus. These are relatively comfortable buses with recliner seats, so I think the journey should be pretty comfortable. It started raining as soon as the journey started, so obviously it added to the charm of our welcome into Kuala Lumpur. Soon after crossing a couple of tolls, we were entering the city. The skyscrapers were visible. The modernity was quite evident. It took a couple of minutes of walk, actually 10 minutes of walk to get to our hotel, Hotel Vestry, which was just opposite to the Central.
So you need to pay tourism tax 10 ringgit and 100 ringgit for the cash deposit.
Can you take it via card?
No sir.
We checked into the hotel, which was a pretty basic room because that's what we opted to manage the budget, and then obviously couldn't prevent ourselves to get out of the hotel and get the first glimpse of the city, for roam around and saw some of the visuals. But that was not it. We also wanted to try the transport, so we took an monorail to the nearest mall that we could find. Obviously it was pretty late, so there weren't going to be a lot of options, but we took the monorail to the Barjatya Square. As you come out of the monorail, you enter directly into the Barjatya Times Square, which is a popular mall. Good morning from Kuala Lumpur. Good morning from Kuala Lumpur. Hello everyone. Today is our first day of Kuala Lumpur. We came in day before yesterday, but we used yesterday for our trip to Cameron Highlands, and you've seen all about that trip in the previous video. Today we officially start our excursion for Kuala Lumpur. Apologies for interrupting your flow, but I just wanted to let you know that some of my carelessness led to losing some of our audio and video from this trip, so I'll be overlaying some of the content and providing you context in third person as well. So just wanted you to be aware of that. Let's continue. Next few days are going to be really special because my brother Amit is joining me for the Kuala Lumpur lag, so we are going to have some fun together. But before he came in, I took a little walk around the hotel. Little India is very close to the central area, so I took a walk. We saw Vivekanand Memorial as well there, which is special. We also tried some Indian breakfast. When you are in Little India, you obviously cannot avoid it. 2 tickets to Batu Cave. So we are going to Batu Caves now. It's pretty simple. You can go to the counter, get a ticket. They give you something like this, which is scannable paper. So you can scan it on the machines and then they'll let you in. So we are waiting at the KTM commuter station for our train to Batu Caves. There are 2 options to go to Batu Caves from the main city or KL Central area. One is the KTM commuter ride. The other option that you have is to go via bus. KTM commuter ride is about 270 ringgits, while by bus it would be about 180. Also, if you're taking a city pass, which we would recommend, so city pass is for 10 ringgits you get the entire day city pass, which allows you to travel unlimited number of times through any of the rapid KL network, which includes everything: LRT, MRT, monorail, buses, but does not include the commuter one. We are taking commuter just for the experience. We've taken the 3-day city pass. Commuter train from KL Central to Batu Caves, it's direct point to point, which means it starts from KL Central, ends at Batu Caves. Obviously, there are 5 to 6 stations on the route.
He's pointing to my carelessness that the camera is not working.
We've reached the Batu Caves. We just got down from the commuter train and are now walking. It's about 5 minutes of a walk. We'll walk down to the famous colorful stairs that are the face of Batu Caves, and you'll find in any photos about that. And in case you're driving down here, there's good amount of parking space available, so that should not be an issue. But the commuter train ride was pretty smooth as well, comfortable, air conditioned, so that's a good option to come down from KL Central. Now let's go to the colorful famous stairs of Batu Caves and show you how things are. We just climbed the stairs to the Batu Caves, the 172 odd colorful stairs. So we are right now in Batu Caves, one of the main caves of this monument. This is a UNESCO World Heritage Monument. Generally it's said when you're visiting temples, spend some time just sitting around there. So we'll do the same, and then we'll head back to Kuala Lumpur. We're taking the train back to KL Central because it is convenient. We'll go back there. Right now we are in a taxi going from our first hotel to the second hotel. Plan was to try 2 different flavors of hotels out here in Kuala Lumpur. One was near the KL Central, which is the transportation hub, and we wanted to see what kind of budget accommodations are available. The next that we have is Flora by Crossroads, which is very close to the Minar or the KL Tower as we all know it to be. The purpose of this is to be more closer to the touristy hub or the touristy activities all around. We've done. Ganesh? Yes. So we checked into our hotel, the new hotel that we were into. It obviously was a bit more upscale than the one that I had at Vestry. The room was pretty nicely spread out. The size was obviously bigger. The whole ambience was good. The views were obviously much better. We could see a lot of buildings and towers. So we started the second part of our trip. We checked into our second hotel, Flora by Crossroads. It's an amazing hotel so far. The staff was really nice. They guided us on what to see and do here in Kuala Lumpur during our stay. So we're going first to Petaling Street, which is in the Chinatown, which is a pretty bustling area and everything. Then we'll also probably cover Central Market and come back to KLCC area where the Twin Towers are. So obviously we can't miss Twin Towers on our trip here, right? We've just reached our LRT station. We're taking LRT to Chinatown area and we're come to Central Market. This is within the Chinatown area, and it is a building that was built in 1900s, so pretty special. It's generally a flea market kind of arrangement in there. We've come to Petaling Street Market, which is very close, 2 minutes walk from the Central Market. These are all part of the Chinatown area of Kuala Lumpur. These are good for buying souvenirs or smaller stuffs if you want to take something back home. So we are right now in the Surya KLCC mall, which is the mall at the Twin Towers, the famous Twin Towers of Kuala Lumpur, which were until very recently the tallest buildings. But after Burj Khalifa, these are not the tallest, but they're still the tallest Twin Towers of the world. So it is still a feat that is unmatched.
We explored the inside of the mall for some time and then also grabbed some food. It had been a long day and we hadn't had really anything to eat, so we grabbed some snacks from a cafe and then moved towards the outside of the mall. This is which is the famous part where you see the views of the Petronas Twin Towers, the tallest twin towers across the world. It was obviously a great opportunity to take some pictures for memories and then enjoy the musical fountain that happens at every regular interval. The fountain continues, but the music starts at regular intervals so as not to disturb everyone for the entire duration. But it is an amazing view. It's a great way to spend a late evening and unwind.
So right now we are roaming in Bukit Bintang, the nightlife hub of Kuala Lumpur. It is where people come after sundown just to enjoy, unwind, reminisce over the entire day and have some good food. There are a number of cafes out here, so you can sit on one of them and then enjoy some of the performances that are happening.
After grabbing some dinner, we still moved and strolled around the Bukit Bintang area, just getting a feel of the nightlife and absorbing the feel, the energy of the city. Obviously, it was great to spend time with Amit. It was quite some time after which we were taking a trip together, and then later we reached back to our hotel and called it a day. If you like this video, please do hit the like button, subscribe our channel, and we'll bring you more.